With 2025 well underway, TNA Wrestling looks to kick off the year with bringing back the classic pay-per-view Genesis to continue its rebrand. So here is my preview and predictions for the first pay-per-view of TNA for 2025. Without further ado, let's get started. Hi, I'm John, and this is Sudden Impact. This is Sudden Impact. So I wanted to wait until the last Impact before the pay-per-view, before doing this video, because I was sure that there was going to be some major things announced in that last episode of Impact. And yeah, there were. Genesis 2025 pay-per-view takes place in the Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas, Sunday, January 19th. Available live on pay-per-view and satellite, on cable and satellite providers in the US, Sportsnet 360 in Canada, and globally on Triller TV and on the TNA Plus app. So earlier in the week, it was reported by PW Insider that TNA had sold more tickets to the event than Ring of Honor Final Battle 2023, which was also held in the same arena, which sold 1,927. So while the report did not say how many tickets had been sold, at least not from what I read from that report, it did say that TNA expect to have a large amount of walk-up tickets sold at the event. Also, given the news on Friday of this week of the extension of the working agreement with NXT and all of the promotion that NXT did for TNA on their latest episode of the weekly program, by having Knockouts World Champion Marsha Slamovich featured in the crowd several times, even mentioning the Genesis pay-per-view on commentary, and even on Raw, the commentators saying that Penta, who debuted on that episode of Raw, saying he was a former TNA World Champion, means that there are sure to be more eyeballs on TNA programming going forward. So I will do another video covering this monumental deal where I break down the details a little bit further later on in the week. Are you liking this video? Want to see more? Then like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's free and helps me produce more videos like this. So go ahead and do it, so I can continue to bring you the news from TNA Wrestling. Now on to the matches for the Genesis pay-per-view. There are a total of 9 matches across both the pre-show, countdown, and main card. So as always, I will start with the pre-show, or the countdown, as that is the pre-show. And that has a definite order to the matches. As part of the pre-show, there is only one match on this countdown to Genesis, and it is a match where the self-proclaimed King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, faces relative newcomer and perceived rookie Leon Slater. So this match was built up over the past couple of weeks, involving backstage segments between Kazarian and Slater, offering offering the opportunity to Slater to be his mentor, and Slater turning him down, and basically we got this match as a result. Now, this should be an excellent way to get the fans who arrive early excited for the rest of the show, as these two can go. I mean, you've got, on one hand, you've got the absolute legend of TNA Wrestling, especially in the X division, Frankie Kazarian, who will use his veteran status just to make sure that Leon Slater has the best match possible and is made to look like $1 million. Now, Leon Slater admittedly does not need much help with making himself look like $1 million, but it was just Frankie Kazarian can just polish off that aura around Slater. But I do see Slater just getting a little bit over-enthused with his high-flying moves, and Frankie Kazarian just using his veteran skills just to take advantage of this and get the quick, cheap win. So this would undoubtedly draw heat from the fans in attendance, who feel that, basically they don't want to see Kazarian win that match, and much less have the opportunity there later on to actually cash in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy for a championship. So next on the countdown show is the Busted Radio Show with Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, and Dave Lagana, who will be doing a live recording of their show from the Curtis Culwell Center. I mean, it is unusual for this to happen, but given that Dreamer and Bully Ray are TNA legends, and they're basically they're associated with the company, whether it be in an official capacity or just basically the fact that they've got a platform that TNA is looking to expand into and get more, generate more interest that way in their product. So I see this as being another major win for TNA Wrestling in 2025. Now we get onto the main card, where the match order hasn't been finalized, but I will be discussing it in the order that I feel the matches should happen. So we'll start first with the X Division Championship match between the champion Moose and challenger Ace Austin. Now, Moose has said in recent weeks that the X Division Championship belt itself is in need of a refresh to fit the man who is the best X Division champion in the company's history, being Moose himself. Now, with this new belt and whole importance that Moose is placing on himself being the champion, I see that Moose is going to have a dominant run with the championship, and I see him retaining this championship in a hard-fought match. Although there will be several near falls from Ace Austin, who is basically dedicating this match to his injured tag team partner, Chris Bay, while he recovers from a near career-threatening neck injury. So next, I see like an in-ring segment where we get an official talent agreement being signed between the NXT head of creative, Shawn Michaels, or someone else from NXT, and a TNA official. Then we head straight into the next match, which I feel should be the Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match, where Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat face off against the team of Ash and Heather by Elegance. So while I personally love Spitfire's whole aura that they have around them, they haven't had any meaningful defenses or championship feuds in their current reign as champion. And these four wrestlers have barely shared the ring with each other at the same time in the lead up to this match. Now, this was mainly because Danny Luna had to travel back to the UK for personal reasons. That being said, Ash by Elegance and the personal concierge have really carried this whole feud and are able to draw heat from any crowd just by their mere presence. So with all of this and the new addition to the team of Heather by Elegance, formerly known as Heather Reckless, I see Ash and Heather by Elegance winning the championships using heelish tactics. So the next match that should be on the Genesis card, the System's Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, along with Alicia Edwards accompanying them to the ring, facing the team of Eric Young and Steve Macklin. I mean, this match has been building up for a while now, and all four wrestlers should get their opportunity to shine in this match individually. I see EY and Steve Macklin winning this match and once and for all putting the System in their rear view and moving on to challenge for the TNA Tag Team Championships. So next is I hope is I Quit match between Josh Alexander and Mike Santana. Now, in the build up to this match, Santana has said that he is wanting to win a singles championship in 2025 in TNA and take someone's spot in the process. He set his sights on taking the walking weapon, current leader of the Northern Armory, Josh Alexander's spot. Now, Josh Alexander, while this hasn't been mentioned on TNA programming, Josh Alexander is set to have his contract expire shortly after this pay-per-view and enter the free agency market. So given all of that, I do see Mike Santana winning this match with Alexander just basically yelling, I quit into the mic. I see afterwards that the Alexander gets booed by the fans, who know that he is leaving the company, and whereupon he grabs the mic again and says, well, if you guys are going to treat me like this, I'm just going to leave TNA. That will be the last we see of Josh Alexander in TNA at this point in time. So the match after this should be the Hardys defending their World Tag Team Championships against the Rascals. Nothing much to say here except that it should be another exciting match with high-flying moves and just getting the crowd into excited again. And just so I'm not sure who I want to see win this match though, but I would like to see it be the start of the Hardys' heel turn, and for that reason alone, I guess I would retain their championships. But I would not be surprised if the Rascals also won the match. So the next few matches were sort of a toss-up between which, like, the order, basically, because all of them, I feel, could have main evented this pay-per-view, but there was only one that should main event. So I'm just going to talk about them in terms of general interest and importance of that match. The first match would be the Knockouts Championship match between champion Marsha Slamovich being challenged by Rosemary in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. This is, for those of you who don't know what that particular match type is, it is basically an anything goes match, which was an innovation from former TNA wrestler and TNA current Hall of Famer Raven, who basically used this match as his own spin on making it like a Raven's Rules match, except that they couldn't call it a Raven's Rules match because of reasons. So I see this being Rosemary's final attempt at winning the championship, at least for a little while. Now, of course, Rosemary is no stranger to being involved in violent matches and segments, but it is the same thing for Marsha Slamovich, who even had a list of victims that she would go on to decimate in matches. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch TNA programming from like the last couple of years, and you will see what I mean. So therefore, I do see Slamovich winning after basically causing Rosemary to be in a lot of pain and just send her away for a little while. So the next match is a match that could have main evented again, as I said. The one that I have chosen to main event this, or I'm picking to main event this one event wasn't on the card. The match between Jordynne Grace and Tessa Blanchard. Now, this match has caused major controversy, especially given Tessa Blanchard's return to TNA Wrestling, and will no doubt generate a lot of interest given everything that she has done before she's signed for the company, and even when she was signed with the company, and more specifically while she was the first woman, the men's world champion in a major company. Now, I'll be releasing a video detailing these controversies about Tessa Blanchard later this month. However, all that said, and given that it is Jordynne Grace's final match as a TNA wrestler, as she will be leaving TNA, no doubt, for WWE, with her already teasing on X that there possibly should be a specific TNA match type at WrestleMania event. So I do see Tessa Blanchard winning this match, just because of Jordynne Grace's it being Jordynne Grace's last match in TNA. And so we now move on to the final match that should have main evented last year's Bound for Glory, but for reasons that are still unknown to me. And of course, I am talking about the TNA World Championship match between Nick Nemeth, who is facing the current most over wrestler, Joe Hendry. Basically, so I see Hendry making everyone believe in himself, and by seeing off all interference from anyone trying to keep the championship on Nick Nemeth, mainly Ryan Nemeth and JBL, and just winning the championship that he should have won back in Bound for Glory. I see him just going from strength to strength. So that is all for this episode. Sorry guys, it was a long one. So remember to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you would like to see happen at the Genesis pay-per-view. Also ring the bell for notifications on new videos and catch this episode wherever you get your podcasts. So until next time, I'm John and this has been Sudden Impact.